Hello, welcome to the Indian Express. I'm Bijin,
Hi, I'm Anuj.
and today we are going to talk about the newly launched Samsung Galaxy S25.
And S25 Ultra.
I've been using the newly launched S25 for the last few weeks.
And I have been using the S25 Ultra for at least 7 days.
So we will be discussing the phone one by one, where Anuj will be asking me questions about S25 and I'll be asking him questions about S25 Ultra. So Anuj, take over.
So Bijin, I know you have been using iPhone for a very long time. So this is the first time you're using a Samsung phone, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the new S25?
Well, my first impression has been the Samsung S25 looks really good. It's very easy on the eyes. The display is stunning. It has great cameras. Its build quality is spectacular because I like small phones and it feels really great on my hands.
Yeah, you made a very right point about this is a very compact phone. What do you think about compact phones in general?
See, as a smartphone user, I mostly prefer compact phones. I don't like large screens. So I would also want to understand from you, how has been the S25 Ultra experience for you?
Okay, so I am a big fan of compact phones, and I have been using iPhone mini for a very long time. Just last year I switched to iPhone 16, and this is very first time I'm using a very large smartphone.
Yeah, it's actually quite large.
Yeah, and this is Samsung biggest phone till date. It has a 6.9-inch display, and it looks like a mini tablet.
It does, yes. And when it comes to the display of S25, I really liked it because it's not just about streaming movies or content just like that. You can do games because of the new Snapdragon Elite 8 chipset. Gaming is effortless.
Although I don't play games as much as I want to, but I do stream a lot of Netflix content, Amazon Prime and Jio Cinema. So it makes perfect for me to consume content on the go.
Similarly, streaming content is one thing for me, and games, obviously I'm not a gamer, but then I really enjoyed this experience playing games on the new S25. Most importantly, I like the form factor. It just feels great on my hand, and it's very light. It's lighter than my iPhone 13 Pro and the iPhone 16 that I have.
Although the S25 Ultra is like a huge phone, as you can see, but it feels light in the hand. So they have made changes to the design this time around, a little bit change compared to the S24 Ultra. So this one has more squarer edges.
Yeah.
So it's, even though it's a huge phone, it's big in hands, but it feels light. But I would say that it's a thick phone.
So you know what, one thing that has been mostly discussed on social media is that most phones these days, they look the same. Like S22, 23, 24 and 25, they virtually look the same. What do you have to talk about the design, if you would like to share something?
Yeah, but I also agree the same that phones haven't changed. In terms of design, aesthetics, they look more or less the same. Nothing has been changed so far, which is this is a fact. Yeah. In the smartphone, and everybody knows it. Even brands are they are pretty known that the design. How can they keep the design, keep changing the design, every year? So I feel that the design, the template has been finalized from their side. It's a bit more or less the same. Don't expect phone shape and design to be changed.
Radically changed, yeah, that's true.
Unless you pick a foldable phone.
Yeah, I agree. But with S25, what I felt was, when I laid my eyes for the first time, it had a very iPhone-y kind of a structure to it. Especially if you look at the edges, it just feels like iPhone 16 or 15. But again, it is very light, and one thing that I really enjoyed about this phone is it's very it flows really well. It's very liquid. The UI is so good. It just flows seamlessly. You can just navigate from one app to another app. It flows really well.
So before we discuss the One UI 7, which is based on top of Android 15, I would like to know about what do you think about the new Galaxy AI?
Galaxy AI is impressive, but I must share that all these AI features are not exclusive to Samsung, because we have seen more or less the similar features on different Android phones. But however, certain things that I really found interesting was the Now Brief, select the AI select option, and the Magic Eraser, and the audio editing feature, where you can just mute background noise from any video that you prefer.
Any specific feature which you like to say, you actually got impressed with the Galaxy AI?
Well, I like the now brief a lot. Like if you look at one glance, you can see your daily routine. You know, it just shows like what's happening, some images that you clicked on the day. It gives a brief summary of what's happening in your life, probably.
Okay, so after using the Galaxy S25 Ultra for more than a week, I figured out that the AI features that all these companies are built in these devices, I mean, they are not sticky. This is one of the major takeaways from using the S25 Ultra. Although this is the Galaxy 2, I mean, you can say it's a 2.0 version. It's better than the last year's version and far better than what Apple is offering with the Apple Intelligence. But there are barely any particular one feature or two feature I would say that stays with me. Although I'm using Now Bar a lot more as well as Now Brief. I think Now Brief has a lot of potential in the future if developers support it. So this is my big takeaway from the Galaxy AI.
So from my experience with the S25, I've used Vivo, Oppo phones as well in the past. But at this point of time, considering the price range, the quality of the chipset, the build quality, everything, I feel S25 is the perfect Android phone right now. When we talk about the size, what all it offers, so I think S25 is really a great bet for anyone who's looking for a phone that will last longer.
Okay, if you ask me about the S25 Ultra, I think it's one of the best Android smartphone for this year, especially if you're going for an Android smartphone. I mean, the competition between iPhone and Android will remain the same. I mean, it will get brutal as we go forward in the future. But right now, S25 Ultra is the best Android smartphone if you're going for the premium experience.
Also, tell me something about the Stylus. Have you used the Stylus? How does it work? Like, how different is it this time?
So, one of the perks of using the S25 Ultra is the built-in stylus. I mean, this is the only phone in the flagship that comes with the stylus, but there's a bit concern I have with the stylus. It doesn't have the Bluetooth capability.
Yeah.
As well as the air gestures. I mean, I don't know. It's a bit puzzling for me that how Samsung has removed the Bluetooth connectivity
this
from
is the first time that they are removing the Bluetooth.
Exactly. Yeah. So even though it's an Ultra phone, but it doesn't feel Ultra as much as.
Okay.
But I really like this built-in stylus.
Great.
I mean, it definitely has an edge over others, and also it makes the whole experience a bit different. Yeah. I mean, the reason why I'm talking about is that
can you just show something like with this stylus, like?
So I would like my viewers to see how the S Pen actually works on the S25 Ultra. So this is the pen, and you can see how it works.
So I'm assuming there are a couple of apps where you can use this pen to take notes, do random doodles, right?
Yeah, you can use it with the native app built in.
Well, that was wonderful, Anuj. I would definitely like to try S Pen sometime in the future.
So what do you think about the AI agents that Samsung has introduced on the S25 series?
So I think AI agents are like one of the highlights of Samsung Galaxy AI this time. The best part that I enjoyed was like you could just casually summon Gemini. Just the way you do with Siri on Apple iPhone. You can just summon it and ask for the time, weather. You can, see the status of your favorite movie, where is it running. So that's one thing that I like. What did you like most about it?
I think AI agents have a lot of potential, but for now, I mean, based on my experience, it works sometimes. Yeah. But I think Google and Samsung needs to work really hard to improve AI agents right now.
I do agree.
I think it's still very in the early stages. Yeah. But there's a lot of potential for sure.
Yeah, it's a great start. Yes. So can you talk about the power and performance of Samsung S25 Ultra?
So the S25 Ultra, is powered by Qualcomm's flagship processor, and it also comes with 12 GB of RAM. So it's super powerful. Yes. So the UI, from whether you're using a UI or the phone itself, I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah. So similarly, when I was using S25, I could see the powerful processor at play because the games were lag-free, they were so fluid, and you could just switch from any app to any app with with ease. So that was something which I really enjoyed. And what about power backup? How is the phone? How long does the phone last?
So there's no change in the battery. I mean, compared to the last year model, it's still the same. It's 5000 mAh battery, and it lasted me around close to a day. Because I am a heavy user. let's not forget we both are heavy user,
yeah,
and the phone the battery lasted me around like complete full day.
With S25 comes with 4000 mAh battery, which is really great. Actually, it lasts me for nearly 1.5 days. And my routine activities include clicking a lot of pictures and then checking my email, and calls, games, and sometimes streaming Netflix, Amazon Prime. So those are my daily activities. So I feel the battery is really great when it comes to, it reaches the target audience, because anybody who wants to use their phone for multimedia activities, I think this is rightly packaged.
I don't play games, but I do write stories in the early morning, as I edit the copies on Google Doc itself.
Oh, great.
I mean, it comes all in one place. Like, it's a great smartphone, first of all. You have a bigger display, and you have the performance of a flagship device. So what do you expect from on a powerful smartphone like this?
Great. So I also briefly want to talk about the cameras of S25. So S25 comes with a 50 MP primary camera, then a 12 MP ultra wide camera, then 10 MP telephoto camera. So a recent outing when I went to visit some monuments, I clicked a lot of pictures, and those pictures came out like really great in broad daylight. And even the low light shots are pretty good, and macro shots were really nice. And when it comes to portrait pictures, they are outstanding. I really liked, and I'm definitely going to use some of those pictures in my review, which is due.
Okay, so my take is a little different, because photography is very subjective in nature. And I have used almost all smartphones. Like, I have the Pixel 9 Pro Fold with me, as well as the iPhone 16 Pro. So if you compare the S25 Ultra with these smartphones, you will find subtle difference between how the S25 Ultra takes the images. The pictures come very punchy. You have very bright reds, green. That's a trademark of Samsung phones. iPhone has a very natural tint to all the photographs. So, but I mean, it's again, as I said, photography is very subjective. But most of the average consumers will really like taking photographs on the S25 Ultra.
Finally, the big reveal, Anuj. Let's talk about the price. I'll go first. So Samsung S25 starts at 80,999. It has 12 GB RAM, and when it comes to storage, it comes in 256 GB and 512 GB variants. And I think the pricing is pretty apt. Also, Samsung offers a slew of offers for anybody who's interested in buying the phone.
So the S25 Ultra, the price starts around 1,30,000 onwards, and the 12 GB RAM comes, across all the variants.
Great. So that's all for today. For more such tech videos, like and subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express.
Thank you.
Thank you.